From wherever you are in the world, welcome to this episode of the Great British Mickey Waffle. I'm Peter, and this week we're taking a different look at a favourite location. So join us as we banish the burgers, postpone the pizzas, and ignore the ice creams, and instead find out what to do at Disney Springs if you're not hungry. Hello again, everybody, and welcome, as I said, to the Great British Mickey Waffle. Of course, I can't do this on my own, so I'm joined by Becca. Hello, Becca.
Hello.
Now, Becca's a very important person this week because she's in charge of all the buttons. So, everybody else, be nice to Becca.
Get your excuses in early there, Peter, isn't it? Like,
Buttering me up will not work.
There you go. So that tenner I've sent in the post is not going to do any good then.
No, I haven't received it yet. Thanks, friends. So that's quick later.
And you heard him just before. Hello, John.
Hi, Peter. You all right?
I'm okay. What about you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Working too hard. Not in
too
much work.
Yes.
Not too much work. Not enough play. I think is the description. I think that's the best way to describe
Right.
it.
Okay.
But
actually, today was my day off, and in the kitchen where I work, today was pizza day, and that is heckish difficult for the kitchen. So I did really well today. Somebody else has got it. And Claire, how are you?
I am absolutely fine, thank you, Peter. Another busy day in my house, but it's been a productive one, and I'm looking forward to the show.
Good. And how is your eldest? How is he?
He is, well, he should have been packing up his university accommodation today, and yet I see his Instagram feed full of him going out shopping. So I'm suspicious that not a lot of packing has happened. But talking of my eldest and John's eldest,
yes.
I am going to put a teaser out there right now for our mid-month show, which is out on the 15th, which is just next week, where we catch up with Josh and Morg around their Disney College International College program for this summer. It's only a few weeks till they go, so we've had a catch up with them and got all the updates. So 15th of May, have a listen when that comes out, and you'll hear their stories and what they're looking forward to.
Listening to that.
It's quite intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
It's going to be an amazing experience.
Yes.
Yeah, you can kind of feel the excitement building, and also some of the answers that they gave were actually quite unexpected because they've got quite a level head about it all, and I really enjoyed that because it actually shows that they know what lies ahead, and they are, both of them, I think they're really keen to sort of continue that sort of magical feel that they've both had as kids, and actually provide some of the magic for other people in the parks over the summer. So I hope that comes across in the podcast, because it was certainly my takeaway from what we did in the recording. So
yeah, definitely.
That's out next Wednesday. Goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I hope our cards weren't waylaid by the post office.
Yeah.
So we did send them both a card each, just to.
Oh, did you? He hasn't been home yet. He's got a pile of mail. I'll rifle through it, Peter, and see. And then I'll take
Same here.
I'll take out the 20 quid you've given him.
How much do you think we earn? And it all goes to Disney.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's very kind of you.
No problem. from Marketplace to West Side, there's so much more to do in Disney Springs than I still want to call it Downtown Disney. I've got to stop myself from calling it Downtown Disney. Well, we'll look at a few of the more unusual shops, but we want to concentrate more on the entertainment and the experiences. So I think we should start in Marketplace and work our way over to West Side. Is everybody agreed?
Let's go for it.
Yep, cool. So
We're gonna head down to I don't know whether it's still called Paradise Pier afterwards.
maybe. Maybe.
Is it where the MBNA experience used to be?
Yes.
The Disney Quest was.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
There's
West
one or
Side.
two things down that way.
That is West Side, yeah.
That's West Side.
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
going completely confused.
Are you the wrong way round, Becca? Is it like is it like Future World, where Future World East and Future World West are the wrong way round?
Yep.
It doesn't
We
matter.
won't have that problem anymore.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's still Future World. It doesn't matter how many times I try and reorientate myself around that area of Epcot. It's still the wrong way round.
Yes, it does.
They call it themselves. It should be the opposite. I don't know why.
In my head, we're actually starting at Days of Christmas and finishing up at Cirque du Soleil.
Yes.
That's how I'm thinking.
That makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I get that. It's all
So
the
where are we
Marketplace and
starting,
West
Peter?
Place stuff.
Well, I've just said let's start at Days of Christmas. It's an unusual shop in that it's all Christmas and
All Christmas all the
various
time.
things.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
days, and it is Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a couple of
Um,
nice photo opportunities if you want to get Disney Christmas cards sorted.
Oh yes.
Is
There
there?
used to be a stop and repeat on the wall outside of Frozen.
There's a picture outside that you can have your picture taken. You have to do it yourself. obviously.
Oh, got you. I
Yeah.
know
You
what
can have
I
your
know.
picture
Step and
taken in
repeat,
front
yeah.
of which has got Happy Holidays written on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
around the side of the building, there's Snowman and
Goofy.
God, I was going to say Goofy. I think it might be Pluto as well.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And
Yeah,
have your
yeah.
picture taken there as well. And it's a couple of nice holiday photos
Mm.
sorted in the middle of July.
Yeah. Why not?
It's a really
But to
good
get
job.
in there,
though.
Yep.
You know, it's
but
it's the
to
type
get
of
in there,
place
you
that
have to.
people don't know it's there.
No,
They don't. No.
no. Especially as that you can't get in that side of Marketplace anymore. You can only go out
Mm.
that side of Marketplace.
Mm.
Mm.
Because
So you
it's
come in.
Pluto.
When you come in, if you're coming from Saratoga Springs,
Yeah.
you come
You
in.
have to go round.
You have to go
come in round
round.
the back of what is now Eat,
Yes.
Yes.
and then you have to leave by Art of Disney.
Yeah.
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 Which is one of the best shops in downtown.
I know. We
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
literally take a trip there in a moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the thing that surprised me about Days of Christmas is it's not just the usual. Yes, you've got loads of baubles, you've got tree skirts, you've got cranes, you've got all the sort of Christmas stuff. But we got a Mickey head in Murano glass from Italy. And it's beautiful. It's really classy. It's quite understated. And it's really lovely. And the other thing that surprised me was, gosh, the way the CMs in that shop pack things up. The cast members on the till.
Oh, they are so good though.
They are
because
so
actually
good. Yeah.
You don't
It's definitely
actually
not.
once
Stuff's
they've
not getting broken.
once they've packed it, don't touch it until you get home.
Yeah.
No.
And then you have that little surprise when you do get home. Is like you start unwrapping it and you go, "Oh, I forgot about this." That's happened a few times.
Yeah. It's not quite Rowan Atkinson in Love Actually, levels of gift wrapping. But yeah, but they really do wrap things thoroughly. Nothing is going to smash on the plane on the way home.
One of the things I like that they do in there is the personalization.
Yeah.
You can pick an ornament, get it personalized with either a year, date, little message, which I think is always cute.
And just as a way of expanding it, because actually there is a Christmas shop in Magic Kingdom as well. The one at Disney Springs tends to carry more stock. I think
Yeah,
that's
much
probably
more,
a better
yeah.
way of describing it.
It's a
So-
bigger shop.
Yeah, and if you're looking for something that perhaps you maybe bought previously and want to replace, and it's not in Magic Kingdom, it's always worth a trip out to the Springs. just to see whether or not they've still got that on their sort of their list of stock that they carry.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely worth a visit, and always it's always worthwhile just going in mid July, August time, and actually having that blast of Christmas music going on, because it is quite funny.
I think the other thing when I was there, not this last trip, I think the one before, at the back of that shop now, they have got Bo's wax melts.
Yeah.
So there's a little section at the
Oh.
back of the 12 Days of Christmas, which I'm not quite sure what was there before, but they've now created a signature scent area, which has got wax melts, candles, room fragrances, things like that, and they're really nice. Now they are expensive, people. I think I ended up spending like $35 on 3 lots of wax melts.
Ouch.
Yeah, right. But they are really, really, there's some really nice ones and unique ones that you wouldn't necessarily find. They've got lots of Disney smells, so you can go in and you can get your, over California smell, you can get your Pandora smell, you can get your Yacht Club smell, John. You can get all of those things.
And ask the cast members there if you're looking for a specific scent as well.
Yeah, they
really will know
helpful.
which ones are meant to smell like.
Yes,
yeah.
I tried to remember what we got. I think I got one that smelled like I like the Grandestino smell, and I also got one that smelled like Florida Rainstorm, which is quite cool, which is nice. It's it sort of smells of that
smell of dampness.
Damp foliage. John, the smell of dampness is not necessarily something that you want to wax about. Just thinking it depends where the dampness is. And I'm not sure that I want that permeating my building.
I think after our experience last Wednesday in Disneyland Paris, when we got caught in the most humongous hailstorm.
I don't want to know about your dampness.
Smell of dampness ever again.
But certainly the Florida Rainstorm smell is, when it has just rained and you're in Animal Kingdom and you dug out from Nomad Lounge where you were sheltering, and it has that smell. It's the foliage.
It's the wet grass smell rather than damp.
It's such a Florida smell, and you can I can almost smell it just thinking about it. And it smells exactly like that, which for all people who aren't in the UK might think that I've gone completely mad. It's just one of those,
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get to smell that all the time. I'm sure it gets very boring. But Heather, Florida rain, other words, wet asphalt. Yes, kind of.
Yeah. Heather, I've just seen Heather's comment about come to Disneyland. Heather, we are going to come to Disneyland in November. So who knows? Maybe we can meet up and you can show us all around and all the places to go.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, the smells shop. I can't remember what it's Bo's signature candles.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it is.
Okay, because we got the.
Did you get some wax melts there?
We did. We got the Grand Destino Tower, and I think we got Grand Floridian as well.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, the smell shop, as I call it. That's
it's interesting.
It smells very nice.
That area itself, though, is over probably the past 10 or 15 years has been such a difficult place for them to actually utilize.
Yeah,
because it's gone through all kinds of incarnations. It's been like the personalization zone. It's been like a zone where one year I think they put all the plush in there.
Yeah,
the following
merchandise
year,
goes to die.
Yeah,
it was
the following year,
up shop at one point as well.
Yeah, and then they did the Halloween.
Stuff in the back.
They had the Halloween stuff in that corner as well. Yeah. And it's really weird how it seems to be a difficult place to possibly to get people to walk that far through. But certainly they keep having to change it so that every time you go, you must make sure you get right to the very back of the shop, just so you know you've done it all. I think that would be my advice on that.
Because it could be different. You never know.
Right? Yeah. It might not be that when you're there.
Yep.
Make sure you spend all your money. That's important.
One time we went to, and it was a whole frozen shop. Frozen was big, and they had a whole frozen shop.
Yeah.
What about over there? They've got the Art of Disney now, Becca.
I love the Art.
I love that shop.
I can spend a lot of time in there. I've never bought anything in there.
I have.
Have you? What have you bought?
We've got 2 big A3 size photos from a particular artist whose name I can't remember.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And Ben, I don't think, is in the comments or watching, so he can't tell me what it is.
Yeah.
But both times we bought the pictures, he was there, and so they're signed.
Oh, that's
All right.
cool.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
wow.
lovely.
Great.
And I think the drawings and the prints of lithographs and stuff are incredible.
They are.
And some of the little statuettes and maquettes that am I right?
Okay.
Maquettes.
Maquettes.
Yeah.
I've added an extra in there. They're fantastic. They're so. I just worry about how I'm going to get them home. How did you get the
Yeah.
A3 things home, Becca? Did you have to pack them very
We packed
carefully?
them very carefully. Last time we were in there, we bought some frames as well.
You're brave.
Wow, that's brave.
Wow.
Knowing the baggage handlers in the UK, I'm like,
One of them isn't filled yet, but they were probably about the same sort of size, but they were for like 3, 8, 6x4
okay.
things.
Okay.
with
So like a
mini-
montage.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a few years back, we brought some little postcards.
Yeah.
So we put those in, and that's hanging up in the bedroom.
Oh, nice. But they've got
Nice.
Lovely.
some incredible drawings, paintings, prints,
Yeah.
and sort of fairly vintage artwork in there as well, which is just nice
Yeah.
to sit and rifle through it. You know, they're in those
Lots
bins
of
and you
different
can,
styles.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it keeps changing as well. So every
Yeah.
time, I think the expensive stuff stays the same, but the
Yeah.
the rest of it is quite nice just to rifle through the different bins of
Yeah.
artwork and
Yeah.
try and work out if you can get one home safely or not.
It is possible.
It is, yes.
Oh,
I mean, you do
There's
have to
a-
wrap it in a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
There's a print that I've always wanted, and it's at both there and at Disneyland Paris, and it's Stitch reading the Ugly Duckling with the ducklings around him. It's a cute and
Yeah.
picture. I'm a big fan of Stitch, so yeah.
But we're
I keep
seriously
threatening to
thinking
get
maybe get it from Disneyland Paris and take it home on the Eurostar rather than trust it on a plane.
Mm.
Yeah.
I've seen people take things on the plane with them, like in their hand luggage, and it looks like
Yeah.
you know when you're at school and you were doing art GCSE or whatever, you had those great big portfolio things.
Yes.
I've seen people with these huge, great big things.
I would trust it more in the hold in a tightly packed suitcase than
Yeah,
I would up there
possibly.
in the cabin.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
Maybe. I don't know. But there's plenty to look at if you haven't been over to our.
Yeah.
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I just I miss the one that was in Epcot. You know, the Art
Yes.
Disney
Yes.
store that was
Yeah.
just as
Yeah.
you would go at the right hand side of Space Repair.
Yeah. Yeah.
I miss that.
That
one.
saves me a few quid, I must admit, because that place used to
The
be
air
my
conditioning in
go-to.
there was amazing in
Oh,
August.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but some of the artwork was just you had to buy it. It
Yeah.
wasn't a case of, oh well, how are we going to get this home? It was a case, we have to have that.
Yeah.
And it was just like
Yeah.
it was, and that was a bit I was about to say, because actually when you look at the Christmas shop and you look at the Art of Disney store within the Springs area, that particular part of the whole of that stretch of the Springs was so busy when the bus drop-off point was
Yes,
where
it
it
was,
was
yeah.
previously. I wonder how much their footfall has actually dropped off basically since they moved the bus terminal within Disney Springs, because I think it'd be very difficult to be getting people right into that back corner and actually encouraging them into that area. So again, if you're planning a trip, put this on your list. It is definitely worth the effort, but you tend to find yourself walking that extra bit to actually get there now, but
Yeah.
it's well worth it. It's well worth it, and it will cost. It will end up being a credit card coming out moment. So prepare yourself.
And of course, if you are staying at Saratoga Springs or Old Key West or Port Orleans, there are boats over
And
there.
their boats are direct from there as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, I think
we were there several times last time. Yeah.
I do miss the ship to your resort service.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Very useful. Yeah.
There's so many times that I've gone to buy something and gone, I really don't want to carry this around with me all day. And we know the rule in Disney is if you see something that you like, you should buy it there and then, because you might never see it again. If I'm going to trek it round with me for the next 12 hours, it really puts me off. However, if I could send it back to my resort, I would absolutely buy it. So
They don't even send stuff to the front of the park anymore.
No,
do
I know. It's such a shame
Yeah.
that service
It is.
has gone, because I think they're probably missing out on spending.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, knowing Disney, they'd probably bring it back and charge for it, and I
Oh,
still
yeah.
think people would do it.
Yeah, Anna's like, I bought so much more when they had direct resort. I mean,
Yeah.
we should be thanking them really that it's saving us some money. But
So it's a slight tangent, but I want to know the story about the BA cabin crew member, Claire.
Oh,
there was just stuff shoved in overhead bins. That's all. It was unceremoniously
Just
shoved in.
shoved.
Yeah.
oh dear.
Yeah,
There you go. Thank you for
wasn't
that. Thank you for that, Anna.
Oh.
The truth will come out. That's it.
Yeah.
Mickey Scouser says you can leave the stuff at the store you brought it at and pick it up at the end.
Oh, okay. That's useful if you see something in the Emporium at 9 o'clock in the morning, like I did. and
Yeah.
You don't want to carry it all the way around.
Yeah.
Or your first stop of the day is out of Disney and you don't want to carry around the big A3 frames.
Yeah.
all day.
I guess there's always lockers as well if you really want to, but
Mhm. But you have to pay
you
for
got to
those.
pay for those.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Not a
Depending on
lot.
what you're
Sarah's-
buying, you might not fit either.
Mhm.
Sarah's also pointing out that Stephen forgot to go back to the store, so I had to come back the following day to pick it up.
Huh? It was still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I think that's a.
I hope it's not your last day, though.
Oh,
No,
I know,
no, hopefully not.
Oh, my
no.
There's always
Quickly,
that hour
yeah,
in the
a
morning.
quick drop off on the way to the airport. That's it. Yeah, that's happened before.
So what else is over there in marketplace area by the? So there's the special Dole Whip stand.
Yes.
Now I know we're not really talking about eating. I'm not talking about a restaurant, but there is a Dole Whip stand that does speciality things. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Bear with me. I'm just looking it up. But
Sorry,
there's-
just stumbled you in the face.
it's swirls on the water.
That's
Yeah.
So that is opposite the Lava Lounge, is it? Which is the lounge
The
at the
lounge
Rainbows
up.
Cafe
Yeah.
with the volcano erupting above it.
okay.
I've never been into Lava Lounge, and I've not been to Swirls on the Water, but I've seen some of the pictures, and they do some really incredible speciality, particularly Dole Whip type things. So ice cream, but not ice cream. It's friendly to vegans and all of
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have they do like a Dole Whip sampler, they do a mango cup, they do a strawberry, they do all sorts of different things. They do a Dole Whip margarita float.
Mhm.
Same people.
My problem is the name. I wouldn't be able to stand out there without going da 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 da.
Yes.
Swirls on the water.
Absolutely. But they also do the coconut Dole Whip there, the coconut soft serve. And you can get that in a cocktail. You can get, so if you like your Dole Whip flavors, and they do all the flavors, the strawberry, the lime, the orange, the pineapple, all of them, often spiked or with something else with it. I always see it with a massive line. It seems to move quite quickly, but that's something different that you wouldn't find anywhere else really, other than in Magic Kingdom or at the Poly.
Yeah, that's good.
Swirls
Also,
on the
Claire,
water, Mickey Waffle in the sky.
you mentioned it very briefly in passing there, but when you've got younger children, that actual volcano that's in that area, as well, it actually is such a delight for young children to sit and watch, and they get really, it's a good way of, if you're looking for, if you're on a shopping trip, it's a good way of distracting children of a young age who get bored shopping very easily. So that's all.
How often does it go off? Do you know how frequently it goes off?
Not often enough, because you stand there. Stand there for a bit.
I know. Watch for it.
It used to be once an hour on the hour.
Oh, it definitely goes off more than that.
Once or twice, maybe half an hour.
Minutes,
Does anyone in the chat know?
I can see.
Once
I can see that.
we were doing a live from Disney Springs, and it went off a couple of times while we were doing live.
Yeah.
Right.
How frequently does it?
It wasn't every 15 minutes.
Okay. I'm saying
I could be
every
wrong.
15 minutes. I think you're probably right.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I've got a low attention threshold. I get about 7 or 8 minutes, and that's it. I'm moving on.
Well, I'm going to champion a place that doesn't get talked about that much, but I absolutely loved it, and that is the Spice and Tea Exchange. It's one of these places that you walk around and you smell all these lovely things and you don't know where to start. Because not only have you got lots of flavored teas, the spice mixes are incredible, and they have all sorts of sets you can buy, as well as individual ones. We bought some, I think it was called Florida Sunshine Citrus Mix, citrus salt mix.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's a finishing salt that's got Florida flavors in it.
So
fantastic.
yeah, so you can sprinkle it on your fish or your meat.
Alligator, rain, and swamp water.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That's what it takes. A little bit of orange thrown in.
I'm undenied about buying some tea from in there.
Where is it?
It's kind of...
It's just round the corner from Days of Christmas.
In between Days of Christmas and Earl of Sandwich.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have never seen this shop.
I probably
it
walked
smells
past it about
amazing when you go in
100
there.
times.
It's gorgeous.
It's a great
I've
shop.
always
Yeah.
wanted to buy some tea from in there.
Yeah.
But it's leaves, and I worry a little bit about taking dried leaves in through customs just in case.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I know where you're
Well,
at.
I think you'll be all
last
right. If it's
time we-
packaged, you're all right.
We bought a spice mix for Christmas ham. We bought Baker's Secret, which is kind of cinnamon and all those kind of spices.
And we bought the
citrus,
Florida salt.
Florida citrus salt. And you know, when we finished that citrus salt, I was bereft. I have actually tried others that you can buy in this country, and they're not the same.
I wonder if they still,
Seriously.
honestly, I've never been in this store, and I'm starting to wish I'm thinking that
There are some other branches. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a branch anywhere near where we're going to be in the near future.
No. They also do teas to take away, hot teas, cold teas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you get a decent cup of tea? Not Twinings, obviously. Because
They have their
They
own
don't
blend.
do Twinings, so that's
Good.
They have their
No.
own
good
blend.
stuff. But they also
that's
do kind of home gift stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they've
definitely
got
common.
books and all sorts. But I keep thinking of
They
getting
do like cookbook, recipe books and stuff.
recipe books.
Yeah, they have a recipe.
I haven't
Yeah.
They do.
Mhm.
They do.
They do.
So
Yeah,
what else they
it's
do?
it's definitely worth it. As a foodie at heart, it was one of my favourite places.
Yeah,
Sounds like a bit of a cheap rip-off version of the Writer's Stop.
kind
Yeah, a
of.
little bit,
No,
isn't it?
but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, lots of spice mixes. That's the smell when you go through the door. It's just
Rather than
Oh,
copying old books, it's tea and
lovely.
spices.
Yeah.
Yes.
No way to
Maybe
sit
that's
and
why we've
read
never
either.
been. Yeah, it's just like the smell kind of puts you off on the way past. That might be
No,
what
but
it
it
well.
smells
No.
really nice.
It
It's
does, yeah.
definitely worth going in.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
on the
yeah.
list.
Okay.
The other two that I've got down on the list are both in that kind of the
Area.
other two shops. Let's get them out the way. Are both on that area. One is Pin Traders.
Yeah,
Because
you
it's
love it.
probably the biggest pin trading place in the area, isn't it?
That's the open-sided octagonal
It
sort of
is, yeah.
standalone
Yeah.
in the middle, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you go in and you lose yourself because it's like a forest of pins.
And
It
it
is.
costs a lot of money.
Right? We said, oh,
Yeah,
Disney was
always-
going to cost you. That is not going to
Yeah.
cost you as much as Pin Traders.
Pin
No.
traders. That one in particular is the one that if you can't find a specific pin that you're looking for, go there.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
They will probably have it.
Yeah, and also a lot of limited edition stuff that they actually keep. There's like one display cabinet, and it's got like all of them. But you then have to ask a cast member that to have a certain
have
one
it?
if you're
So-
annual pass holders and things like that. It's
So
a
do
really
they-
cracking place.
Do they carry the pins that are sort of ride specific and things
Yeah.
that you would normally have
Nearly
to go
Nearly
to
everything.
somewhere
Yeah.
to find? So
And resorts as well.
So they have
Okay.
a resort
Oh, that's
section, a rides
I did not know this.
section.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
your general Star Wars, your general Marvel.
Clearly
your
been
general
doing other things in
princesses.
Disney Springs. than-
And that's really the only place in Disney Springs to get magic bands as well. You can't
Yeah.
really get them anywhere else.
World
Okay.
of Disney and
World of Disney,
Co-op
maybe, yeah.
Marketplace have both got a
Marketplace
place.
didn't have any when we went.
No.
You can custom make
Didn't they?
magic bands in Marketplace. I got my
You
magic
can,
band from there.
indeed.
Oh,
You can.
Cool.
And they
But that
do
was
generic
great.
ones. I got a generic one,
Yeah.
Ben got a custom made one.
I think the last time we went to Pin Traders, the thing that tempted me was they had pins for every pavilion in Epcot.
Yeah.
I was so tempted. We
That's a
limited
British
ourselves to
stuff.
one. We got the Japan one, but we.
Yeah.
I
Right,
could have
next time you get a
seriously
couple
bought every
more and
single
you-
one. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll build it up slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heather
Yeah.
spent all her money on pins, it sounds like. She came home
Yes.
with about 20 pins.
Yeah.
Goodness me. That's
So
That is
you know
yeah.
you brought too many pins when you go out there, buy a bunch, come home, and found that one of the ones that you brought in the outlet you already own. Copies.
Just means you've
Yeah,
got one for
I've-
trading.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not that many people trade, but yes, you got one for trading.
Oh,
The
I
other
think
place that I've
trading
got
is a
on my
very
list,
big thing.
Yeah.
the other place
Yeah,
I've got on my list,
massive.
we've just talked about, which is Marketplace Co-op.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always makes the Brits laugh because we think
Yeah.
of co-op as a very different thing indeed. Co-op is kind of like a
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven or something like that.
Yeah.
So small grocery store. But this Marketplace Co-op is not like that. It's got really unusual things in it. You never quite know, what pop-ups are going to be there.
It seems to have become more stable over the last few years because initially it changed quite a lot. So
Yeah.
there was obviously the D-Tech Bic at the front where, like Becca said,
Yeah.
you can make your own magic bands and stuff. There was a pet section where you can buy like doggy jumpers and cat
Yeah.
balls, all those things. And then there's the section which has got the women's clothing.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I don't actually rate that much. I think it's got hasn't really got anything unique in there. They used to have a section which had loads of makeup, had loads of like the villain makeup and like the
Yes. Yeah.
that wasn't there last time I went. At the back, they've got they had like a sale rail at the back, loads of discounted stuff at the back, which and some Dooney and Burks just to counteract the sale stuff.
Yes.
And some of the lovely dresses that just like the style that Robin wears all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they have the homeware section, and I found that has become really, really dull. I bought some amazing plates and stuff from there when it first opened. I bought like plastic plates for barbecues and things like outdoor eating. Like big ones which have got park maps on them. And then I bought, which are amazing. I love them. And then and they they're going dishwasher, they're brilliant, they're really good size. And then I bought slightly smaller like side plates, which again are plastic, but they had all the different Magic Kingdom lands on them. So I've got a fancy land one, I've got adventure land, all of and I've never seen them since. And actually I would probably buy another set of those. And they used to have some really cool like wooden wall hangings behind the till.
Yeah.
They were brilliant.
They were so good. And they haven't had those, like they've got some glassware. They've got, maybe because of the time of year that I've gone, it's all been sort of Halloween themed and it's all a bit cheap.
Generic.
Yeah, I've been disappointed.
Right.
I haven't gone in there and gone, brilliant, I need to buy that, I need to buy that, I need to buy that.
I feel like a lot of that homeware stuff the last time we went was pretty much the same as what I could get in World of Disney.
Yeah, that's the thing. It used to be something unique and something different.
Yes. Yeah.
And it wasn't certainly since COVID, if not just before, it was not as exciting as I had hoped.
Yeah.
I got my phone case done there. I got Mickey's
Runaway Railway.
Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway phone case.
Yeah.
And that was really nice. That's cool.
And then they've got the shop at the front, which is when you go in from the marketplace end on the right hand side, which I think traditionally was it was menswear, but it's kind of a bit of a mishmash now in terms of I can't even think what it's called now. It's got it had some quite unique clothing in there. It had lots of Oswald things, things, had some cool vintagey type t-shirts, a couple of shirts. I think I bought an apron, and it was sort of like that 70s Disney vibe.
Retro kind of.
Real retro stuff that was in there. And they had like pennants and type stuff. And that for me was like the best section of that store. But I don't know how long that's going to be like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose that makes it interesting. You don't know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather it be slightly more predictable, and know that I'm going to find something unique, and it's a good
Yeah.
place. Now I can not bother because I don't
Mm.
think I'm going to find anything.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm going to sneak in one last place that I didn't think of until just now. And it's important for us. And that is the store Lefties,
Yes.
which is everything
Oh, got it.
left-handed.
We got,
Because Jill's left-handed.
Yeah.
So
we've got a
it's,
lot of those little stalls
Yeah.
dotted around.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
Marketplace,
You can do a pearl like you can in the Japan Pavilion.
Yeah.
They've
you
got
can,
the,
yeah. Yep.
the ocean
There's
pearls
a
bin.
whole corksicle stand.
Corksicle store,
How do you
yeah.
say it, Becca?
Corksicle. I don't know anymore. Corksicle.
Yeah.
You're not the only person who can't say it. I know other
Yeah.
people who struggle with that particular word.
Yeah.
The corksicle stuff is so expensive. I mean,
It
I
is.
thought it was
Watches
me
well, though.
being, I thought it was me being unreasonable. And then when I looked at the water bottle in the Polynesian that was $50, I was like, it's a water bottle. It's nice, but it's a water bottle, people.
Yeah.
It seems to be slightly unreasonable in terms of price.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
The left-handed stall has got some decent stuff. But beware that, like a lot of the little independent stalls, you need to take your wallet or your purse with you because they don't
you
accept
got a left-handed
magic
wallet.
bands. No, but they don't accept magic bands, you see.
No, I think that's quite common in Disney Springs. Actually, there's a lot
Yeah.
of franchises that don't. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
the other bit that's down there is the basin store behind Yardelli's,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is and then what's the
Arribas
ridiculous
Brothers as well.
the ridiculous store is how we refer to it. Yeah, the Arribas Brothers store, where my significant memory is going in there and constantly saying, "Don't touch! Watch your back! Don't touch!
Yes.
Don't touch! Just stand still!"
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
the dialogue that happens whenever I go in there when it all goes
It's
down.
so weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
it's
It's
like-
also worth pointing out as well, Claire, that just next to that store as well is the guest services area, which
Yes, the
previously
photo
used to do some brilliant photo pass opportunities, which I'm not quite sure obviously what it's like now, but we used to get some brilliant photographs in there, and it was also always worth checking out. So
The
I might check that out again.
photographers are
in
still
August.
there.
they are.
The
Yeah.
Photo Pass studio is still there, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you have photos taken and you don't find them on your NDE app, and I did this with my cousin actually a couple of weeks ago. If you say like you're on Haunted Mansion and your photo on ride photo doesn't appear in your MDE, if you go to speak to the PhotoPass photographer, it's not just at Disney Springs, any of the PhotoPass stores. So we actually went to the one in Epcot, which is right by Spaceship Earth, and tell them when you rode, roughly the time. They will find your photo for you, and then they'll upload it into your app for you. So
Yeah, we've done that as well.
We definitely
exactly.
have done that several times. So your photos aren't lost; they just haven't quite made it to your app.
We got somebody else's pictures.
Yeah,
at
that
one
happens
point.
quite a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice, you know, having a holiday with some new friends.
Random people. Yeah.
In fact, last time or time before when we went to Disney World, we got somebody's pictures, and then we met them some other time, didn't we?
We met them on the cruise.
Met them on a cruise.
On the Disney cruise. Yeah.
So the people whose pictures we got in Epcot instead of us,
Yes.
we met them on the cruise.
Yeah.
Who's
They
talking
think you
who?
were
That's the thing. isn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, there are things to do in the marketplace area if you're not shopping and you're not eating, as particularly if you have little ones. You have the carousel and the train. Has anybody ever used those?
I'm too big for those.
Yes, I'm too big for those.
No, never used either of them actually. I didn't.
Okay.
I tend not to. I think if I'm in Disney Springs, we're probably there for a purpose rather than just wandering. And in that area, my kids, even current ages, are far more interested in getting Stitch to spit on them than they are to ride on a carousel.
It's really weird, isn't it? Because actually, they're put in there as a distraction for younger children, and actually, I actually think they cost a bit too much anyway. But the kids aren't really that interested because most of the rides in the theme parks actually satisfy that desire of going on rides. So they look at that and they think,
Yeah.
I don't. Why would I
I
wanna
don't
go
want
on
to do
that?
that when I'm
Yeah.
going into Magic
And it-
Kingdom and can go on.
Yeah, it's
Dumbo
quite a
is
bizarre.
fine.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre, isn't it? And actually, when the boys were younger, I know Carrie's done the chat. She sent me a lovely picture that I'd completely forgotten about from about, I think it's about 2010, and we went to a big dib meet at downtown Disney, as it was, and it was actually, we were in the bar, and that was that area beside
Doesn't
there.
sound like you.
No, it wasn't. I was driving, so obviously I was not drinking. So yeah, unfortunately, and it was before the years of getting Uber and things like that. But yeah, we met loads and loads of people. I've totally forgotten about it. So Carrie, thank you for
Amazing.
sending me the photo. Yeah, in
Oh,
the days
cool.
when I used to have black hair, things like that. You know, it's like quite a
I assumed that you were
in some
ginger
ways.
back in the day, John.
No chance. Yeah, I'm not falling for that one. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sean
thanks,
has just
thanks,
said
Carrie.
what I was going to say, which is the carousel. Lots of locals go to downtown to
Yeah,
Disney Springs.
I can
you might not be going to the
So
park.
you might not be
yeah,
going to the
so
park.
I guess
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's something for the little ones to do, I guess.
yeah.
So
And I
shall
think-
we move on?
I was just going to say, I think the other thing that's down there, particularly Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening, is the stage. They have lots of live music
Yes,
down
I've
there.
got
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
They do have
yeah.
it during the day as well, but it's not quite as lively.
Yeah.
It does get quite congested around there, but not quite as bad as the other area where they have live music. But there's certainly plenty of places to sit, grab a drink. There's the margarita bar, just the stand that's right there. There's Wetzel's Pretzels, which are the best pretzels. Yeah, so there's plenty of places to grab a snack and sit and listen to the live music. It's usually pretty good. But it does get quite busy, particularly Friday and Saturday evening. So if you're not a massive fan of crowds, then you might want to just give that a bit of a wide berth. But
It's the Advent Health Waterside stage. The Advent Health Water Stage.
that's right.
Yeah,
They often have.
you've got to put the Advent Health in because they paid for it.
I think they
Well,
often
we
have school groups
No.
as well.
Yeah, I
They
think
do, yeah.
that's right. They have the bands, they
Yeah.
have the choirs. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Near there isn't a bibbidi bobbidi boutique. I can't speak now.
You
Yeah.
can't.
Is that in World of Disney, isn't
The
it?
Bibbidi Bobbidi is inside World
Yeah.
of Disney. Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
It's quite big. It was I think the original one that was there before they redid World of Disney was probably a little bit nicer because it had
Right,
its own
okay.
little section
Yeah.
but Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is a fantastic experience for anyone that is of the age to enjoy it. Millie's done it 4 or 5 times, I think, in her 11 years. Once on a cruise ship, a couple of times in Magic Kingdom, and then once in the Grand Floridian. She hasn't done the one at Disney Springs. And it is not for the faint-hearted in terms of cost. I think last time I'm going to take the cruise one out because that was ridiculous money. But certainly the one before that, which was, where was that? That was in Magic Kingdom. For the dress package. And actually, I was so proud of her. She chose Princess Jasmine because she got to wear trousers. I was like, this is my kind of girl. I've taught her well. And the hair, the makeup, the bag, the tiara, they get all the stuff, the photos, the fuss made, the hairspray and gel that takes 3 days to try and wash it out, the glitter. It's around $230 plus tax.
Ouch. Wow.
But if you've got a small person, it doesn't have to be a girl, they do packages for boys. And you can choose a dress or you can choose a night costume. It doesn't matter. And they have the best fairy godmothers and fairy godfathers in training who are brilliant. And I just, it is a real experience. It takes about an hour. And they do really make a fuss of the kids. And it's like their little face when because they do it all behind them so they can't see it. and then they spin them round so they can see themselves in the mirror. It's like a reveal at like 10 years younger or whatever those TV shows are, where they give someone a complete makeover and they look like a different person. And they do these amazing reveals for the kids, and they have a photographer there all the time taking photos of each stage of it. So when the kids have their hair done, and you know, when they do the reveal and you see their eyes in the mirror and stuff, it is a really special experience. But it, you know, it isn't cheap.
It costs.
Yeah,
I don't know, $200, and you don't even get a fully qualified fairy godmother.
I would do that as a job. I would love to do that and just do people's
Aw.
hair all day. And I'm going to give you a little tip though. If you don't want to pay $230 for Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and you're in the Magic Kingdom, just go into Sir Mickey's, and if you go to the till at the end nearest to the carousel and you say to the lovely cast members, "Can I have some pixie dust, please?" They have pixie dust there, and they will sprinkle anyone who asks, and they will get you to make a wish, and they will pixie dust you, because I did that 10 days ago with my cousin who didn't know you could do it.
Oh, cool.
And they cover you in glitter, and that also takes 3 days to get out of your hair.
Yes, yeah.
But you can be a grown-up of any age, and any you know, anyone can go in and ask to be pixie dusted for free.
Oh,
Free
I
things at
think-
There
Disney
you go.
wow.
There
There
are
you go.
certain packages at Bibbidi Bobbidi
Boutique that are a bit cheaper.
Boutique
You can
that
do
are a bit
just the
cheaper.
hair and makeup, and you get
You
like
can-
a backpack, or
bring
yeah,
your
if
own
you-
dress.
You can bring your
costumes and
dress, yeah, absolutely. But you know,
All the Brits rushing to Georgia Asda before they get on the plane.
I've seen. Do you know what though? I have seen people do that. I have seen people bring their own dress.
Why not?
But
Yeah.
I think it is a really special experience, and I don't regret paying for it for Millie at any time,
Yeah.
No, that's brilliant.
other than the hair that's like that.
Yeah.
The facelift that they give you with the hair tie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Talking of stuff for kids, I didn't know this. On a Saturday, there's a kids club at the kids landing. At the landing.
Is there?
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
it's
Yeah.
on the
Oh, wow.
Disney website.
Yeah, Disney Springs
Yeah.
website.
Disney Springs website. It's outside, I think, and they got entertainment and stuff for kids.
So
That's
there you
cool.
go.
Is that in the morning or the evening when the parents are at the bar?
It just says on Saturday.
Hopefully in the evening while the parents are at the bar.
4 till 8 while the parents are enjoying
Yeah.
the hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can drop the kids at the kids club.
now, has anybody ridden in the balloon with many ways?
No.
No.
John.
I've only done it in Paris.
It was characters
No.
in flight. It's
No,
now
I've never done it either.
aeroplane.
Anyone in the chat done the balloon? It looks terrifying.
I'd love to do it, but I can't bring myself
No.
to pay the amount of money, the amount of dollars that
Yeah.
they're looking for
Is it expensive?
just to go up in a balloon. Well,
Carrie's
it always
done it.
seemed it to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
Carrie. Brilliant, Carrie. Was it
I'm
worth
imagining the views are amazing, but you would never get me in one of the balloons.
If it's
Just
anything
about
like the
gets
one
me
in
on the
Paris,
skyliner.
if it's anything like the one in Paris, it's very smooth.
I've done it. I've
Yeah.
done the Paris one.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah.
very smooth. It's very good.
And we all know what a wimp I am.
Yeah, but it's very high.
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
It was also at what this was how many years ago, and it was €12 per person back then. So goodness knows what it is now.
Yeah.
So the one I've just checked it. The aerophile world leader in balloon flight, as it's now known,
Yep.
is
Yep.
$29.99 plus tax for adults and $24.99 plus tax for children.
No,
It
no,
is
wow.
each flight holds 29 people.
Mhm.
It ascends up to 400 feet.
Yeah.
And you can see up to 10 miles away on clear days.
Mm.
So
Right. Okay.
You can
it
do that
doesn't
from the
say-
top of Expedition Everest. That's fine.
Yes, you can.
I'm saving
Briefly.
my money, kids. That's it. Right.
Just do everything
Yeah,
an extra
similar-
couple of times.
Yeah. On a similar theme as well, I've just looked up for the kids club, just out of interest, and it is at 10:30, at 11:15, and noon, and that's it. So they're basically trying to get you into Raglan Road for an early Saturday beer before you.
12 o'clock is fine.
Yeah.
Homecoming
But,
brunch. Yeah.
Also at the landing, there's the amphicars.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
They
it
are
is.
expensive.
Yeah.
They're
They
not
are
as expensive
expensive.
as you think.
I would
would
rather do
love
one
to
of
do
the
that.
cars and possibly drown than go up in that hot air balloon.
So we paid for an Amphicar trip for my brother and my sister-in-law and their 2 children last August. So it was my brother and my sister-in-law both turned 50 last year. So that was part of their birthday presents that we paid. We went to the boathouse for dinner, and then we paid for an Amphicar trip for them and their kids. And they didn't know until we got there. And you can't book it in advance. You have to go into the boathouse shop and put your name down. And they do the next available. So we had to wait until we'd eaten dinner, and it does get, and then you go in, and then they give you a return time. It's usually about 45 minutes later. It was a Saturday evening, and it does get busy around 7:30, 8 o'clock. It gets really, really busy. They stop doing them at about 9:30, quarter to 10. And actually, it wasn't as expensive as I thought. It's $120. So that seats per car.
That's for 4 people.
So that seats 4 people, and it's about 20 minutes, 25 minutes they're out and about for. So it's not a short experience. And the whole ceremony, particularly in the evening, I think is so cool. So they take lots of photos, and they have, obviously, where the cars are loaded and unloaded in that dock, there's always a big crowd of people. They've now got the bar outside the boathouse on that area. So people standing there with a drink, and they're all watching, and everyone cheers as the next family goes round, and hey, and the drivers are incredible. They chat them through everything. They take them through different routes. You watch them. They all have a different style of driving the cars. So some of them go slowly and launch into the water. Some go really fast and just hit the ground and the splash and everything. Each of the cars is slightly different. So I think that, yes, it's $120. I think it's an experience you don't forget. And certainly my brother, he said to me, he was so overwhelmed with how cool it was, because it's like that James Bond moment of an Amphicar.
Yes.
It was just like him and the whole family. They just loved every minute of it. And I would, if you've got a special occasion or you want to do something unique, then that is such a great opportunity. And he split the cost between however much it would be per head. I don't think that's compared to going up in the hot air balloon for $30. In an Amphicar for $30 per person. I know which I would rather do.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
I've not done the one in Orlando, but we did do the Amphicar bus in London.
The duck bus.
The duck bus, yes.
I'm not sure it's quite the same experience.
No, it's not glamorous at all.
But I've been in an amphibious vehicle on water, so
I think if you're there and it's like sunset, you got your sunglasses on, it's like the super cool moment. And the photos are brilliant. So I really, it's not, I don't feel like I want to go and do it, but I would definitely buy it for someone as a present if you were there, definitely.
One other place that we've been, AMC Cinemas. First time we went, it was absolutely throwing it down on it was then Downtown Disney Day. And we went to the cinema, and we went into the cinema in Orlando, but I'm pretty sure that our screen was in New York.
It's you walk so far. It's practically got its own zip code. Yeah,
it's
massive.
Is it? Are there lots and lots of screens, or is it just their big screens?
No, it's lots of screens.
Yeah.
And they have some dining screens where you can be served food.
Yeah,
that's quite common in America. So certainly the cinemas that I've been to in New York, that's really normal. So you can go in and they have a touchpad, or you can order from your phone and they'll deliver the food and drink to your seat. And the reclining, vibrating seats. That's very normal. Lie flat cinema seats is really dangerous. It's like come in and pay $50 a head to have a
fall asleep.
Right. It's really bad. Is it expensive in the AMC? I don't know how much it costs, but I find that
it's
cinema,
not cheap. No,
cinema generally is not cheap. But I think that particularly in the US, it seems to have gone up a lot. And so when you're taking a family, maybe a family of 4 to the cinema, you're looking at $130. Would you rather do that or go in an Amphicar?
Yeah.
I don't know. We had a good time.
We saw Tangled. So
first time we went, we saw Tangled, which was brilliant.
Was that
second time?
Or is it
when it first came out? Yes.
Yeah. And second time, we went. We saw Tron Legacy, which was
No.
boring.
I think we went to see The Incredibles 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I
The concession
can't remember
store's
how much the
massive.
ticket cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However many years ago.
So Carrie's saying that's fairly standard, and you pay for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's been.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's sort of my experience, Carrie,
Yeah.
is that it's cinema seems to be going up in price. I know,
Yes.
I know films cost more to create and produce and distribute now,
Yeah.
but yeah, it seems to be really expensive. People still pay it though, you know. They're
Yeah.
still
Apparently,
going.
cinemas don't make that much money from a film. It mainly goes to the distributors.
Mm.
They make most of the money on the concessions.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what else can we do around that area?
So you can go and listen to some really cool live music outside House of Blues.
Oh yeah, how's
Yeah.
Blues?
If you're down that end,
Yeah.
I would.
We actually found quite a few places that do live music
Okay.
in that area, although a lot of them are inside. So obviously you would at least have to buy some drinks.
And some of them are further around as well,
Yeah.
back more to where we were.
Yeah.
So the Edison does late night stuff.
I hadn't been into the Edison until my last trip. I don't know. Has anyone else been into the Edison?
No.
Yes, but we went in during the day, and it's not
Okay.
as fun.
So I had never been in. I went there for a drink with Zach, and there's about 4 or 5 different bars in that building, which I didn't realise. It's very cool. I mean, it's lots of steel. It's very steampunk. It reminds me in the UK of Creams. You know, the ice cream cookie place. In terms of decor, it's lots of leather, lots of like tarnished metals. The bar stools were comfortable. The staff were amazing. The drinks were very good. I'm actually a little bit in love with the Edison because they asked me for my ID, and I feel like I found my place there. And I'm sure it's because they were IDing Zach and they thought it was rude to do one and not the other. But I am going to live on that forever.
Brilliant.
Right? I text Anna straight away. I was like, I just been ID'd. Yeah, you're about 30 years too late, dear. But
Thanks for the compliment, though.
Right? Yeah. And then we had a very funny situation where Zach was reading the back of my driving license and couldn't understand why I'm allowed to drive a 7.5-ton truck without any further training. I tried to explain to him how it works in the UK, that when you passed your driving test so long ago, they'll let you drive anything pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, so I found the Edison, the drinks menu is all digital menu. I found the drinks menu to be really good, and the bartenders were fantastic in terms of, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted, so she was like, well, do you want something sweet, do you want something sour, do you want something bitter, and then was able to match what my preferences were to a cocktail that she could create. And the drinks quality was really, really good. And it wasn't extortionately expensive, so I think the cocktail that I had was like $16, which by Disney standards is a fairly standard price. It's not, you know, we're not talking Enchanted Rose, $22 a drink. And for the environment, we sat at the bar. It was really nice. I would definitely go back. I'm aware that after 10, I think it is 9 o'clock at night, it's adults only.
And they have circus performers and things like that. Yeah.
They had a jazz band playing when we were in there. The woman singing was incredible. And this was on a Sunday evening at about 6:30. And the vibe in there was fun. It was really nice. And I would definitely go back.
Apparently,
I'd say
Parody So 37 also has live music sometimes, and Planet Hollywood.
Yeah. It's also Raglan Road as well.
Raglan Road's on my list.
Yes.
You actually, in Raglan Road, there's an outdoor bar. And certainly the last time we went, there was a duo both playing guitars on the outside. So you don't even have to buy a drink. You can actually just be waiting outside. And they were absolutely superb. And then when you go into Raglan Road, there's the dancers. There's also just the opportunity of the entertainment in there is absolutely second to none as well. So it's absolutely superb, really is. But I would recommend it just purely for the fact that it does some amazing entertainment.
I've never been in. I've always heard it, like walking past on my way to the boathouse. The noise in Raglan. I mean, it does feel like a proper Irish bar in terms of like having lived in Manchester and stuff, and the Irish bars around town and stuff. It's like the volume and the band. It should be
Yeah.
loud. There should be lots of raucous laughter, lots of Guinness being drunk, and it should be a fun, you know. So
That is
going
good.
past Raglan Road and everyone's spilling out onto the street, that's exactly on, you know,
On
correct.
point.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
correct
yes.
theming. But I've never been in, and I know
Yeah.
friends and family that swear by it, like my cousin, and they
Yeah.
always
It's
go
a
there. They
great
love it,
place.
love it, love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not somewhere I've had the chance to go yet. I
The
think it's
night
probably
that
because
we-
I go in August and I don't really fancy
Okay.
shepherd's
Yeah.
pie or,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I like being able to hear myself think.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's
And I do
Sometimes.
think, or at least hear what the person I'm with is saying.
I guess
Yeah.
for me, it's about the different bars that are in that area. So you've got Raglan Road, but
Yeah.
you've also got Jock Lindsay's right there. You've got the
Yeah.
Dockside
Yeah.
Bar.
Yeah.
You've got, you
Yeah,
know,
there's
two
a
or three
massive
different
choice.
places that you can pick
All a
from.
bit different.
Yeah.
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 I guess Raglan Road for
It's on the
me probably
incredible one.
comes at the bottom of that list. Maybe I'm doing it a disservice.
We went to Raglan
No.
Road. We booked at the last
Last minute.
in the afternoon of the day we were doing Springs, and it just happened to fall on a day when there was no dancing.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed.
This was back
Probably
in
why you got a booking.
2010, and they didn't do the show on a Sunday back then. They do now.
That's so typical,
yeah,
isn't
it
it?
was a real disappointment. Yeah.
I just remember someone up here mentioned, who was it who mentioned Wine Bar George?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it
Wine
was.
Bar George is lovely.
It was Mickey
It's-
Scouseth.
It was.
Yeah.
It was Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah. Where else is there down there? There's the bowling, Splitsville.
Splitsville,
yeah.
yes. I've never
Which
done
I've
it.
never
Has
been.
anybody done it?
Yeah.
No, it's on the list. We might end up going this year.
I have a love-hate relationship with bowling.
Yeah, so do I.
I love the idea of
hate
it. I hate it because I always lose. I usually end
Yeah.
up breaking a
fair,
nail or hurting my thumb.
I don't
and-
hate it.
Well,
but
Claire, you need
I
to play
hate
against
losing.
me because nobody loses against me. I am legendarily bad.
Like
So-
Even with the
Millie
child.
beats me,
Yeah.
and she doesn't have the gutters up. She beats
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I have to
Um,
have the gutters up.
Oh,
I'm just
Yeah.
legendarily bad, so no worries there. But I gather that they're known for their sushi, and I always kind of think bowling alley sushi is not really something I've ever particularly wanted to seek
Eating
out.
that sounds like petrol station, gas station sushi. It's not something that I'm
Exactly.
in a rush to eat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
they've got a little bar outside that also plays live music occasionally. We've
They
eaten
do.
there.
Yeah, that's on that corner,
Food's
isn't
not
it?
too bad, yeah.
So it
The
used
food's
to
not
be-
too bad.
They used to do a bit of a challenge between them and what was it, Bongos, that was opposite that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank goodness has closed. Who used to have live music but dreadful food. So
Yes.
yeah, that's not there now. Thank goodness.
There's only one thing left on my list now,
Oh
and that's Drawn to Life.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cirque du
new
Soleil.
Cirque du
Cirque du
Soleil.
Soleil. Yeah.
We've
Not
only done
being-
the old one.
I haven't done the
Yeah,
old
we
one
loved
either.
it. The old one was superb. I absolutely
Not-
It's been on
adored
the
that.
list for a few years,
And you could-
but never quite managed
You
it.
certainly used to be able to pick up, certainly at certain times of the year, you were able to pick up tickets quite reasonably as well. So
Yeah.
it's maybe one of those things of just keeping your eyes open whilst you're actually in Orlando if you wanted to go
Yeah.
and see if there is any deals on the go. It's a
We
wonderful
saw the old
experience.
one.
It really is. Yeah.
We saw the old
Maneuver.
one. We were a bit underwhelmed. To be fair,
I know,
it was the day when the tiredness really hit and we just hit a wall. And we were
Oh, no,
supposed to be going straight from there to Magic Kingdom to watch the electrical parade at that point.
Yeah.
And we just were too tired. We just came out and said, no, we just need to stop now. So maybe it was us. But there were people wandering in and out all the time and sitting down and standing up and yeah, which was really distracting. And also, I think because it dated from a time that was much earlier on in Cirque du Soleil, whereas they definitely improved since, and they'd done things that were a lot more.
Yeah, they've done the Beatles.
unusual.
They've done all sorts of different ones.
Yeah.
Since, and yeah.
So I think we were a little bit underwhelmed. This new one does sound interesting, in that you've got the Disney theme with it, but never done it.
No, I've never been to any of them, and I have to say, it's not something that's top of my list. But
Yeah. I mean, we've been a couple of times and I absolutely loved it. And that was even when the kids were younger as well. So it's one of them things, just pick out whether or not it's, it's the music one and anything else for
it's
me.
quite a
rather than
spectacle,
the actual.
I think, is probably.
Yeah.
It's one of those things I'd want to do once. Whether I'd want to do it again is a different matter.
Yeah.
Again, it's not cheap.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's not cheap. No.
If you're not having a theme park day and perhaps you've not paid for a ticket for that day, it might be something you want to do instead. Peter, something that's not on your list that I'm going to put out.
Yeah, carry on.
Go for it.
It's not eating, but it is drinking, and it's not alcohol. So to go up to the bar at the top of the Coke store,
Coca-Cola.
Yes,
Coca-Cola.
And do you know what's reminded me? I've still got the little card sitting here in front of me on the desk of Coke products around the world. With the list of all 16 different Coke products from around the world. So it's I think it was $15, and you get 16 different Coke products from around the world. You get a little cup that's probably maybe 2 ounces of each, so it's not a huge amount. It's enough for 2 people to share, and you get, you can get a couple of spare cups, and probably just a mouthful and a bit each, not a huge amount, which for some of them is sufficient.
It's more than enough.
Yes,
They're very looking at you.
Yeah, and actually, it's such a fun thing to do. There is a bit of sugar overload, and I will never forget the Here with the Magic live episode that Jason did with Lisa Milam, where there was a definite sugar high going on for both of them. It was hysterical. But some of them, it's such a fun thing to do. It takes probably to try all of them, and it might take half an hour, 45 minutes. But you can sit up there in the bar on the roof terrace, get a couple of trays between you. If you're 4 of you, get a couple, 2 sets. It's great fun. And you do get to try, it's like Club Cool, but then some more. Club Cool.
Without the sticky floor.
I'm not going to promise that, actually. But I think that, like in Club Cool, there's usually 5 or 6 to try. But there's all sorts of different, the thumbs up, which is the Indian version of Coke, which you can also get in Dissoom in London, is so good. There's lots
they
of
got
them.
The Mexican one.
Yes, they do. They have all sorts. They have German and Korean and Costa Rican and Georgian. If anyone wants to try the Georgian Foods iced tea, you can do that. And I think they change them periodically, but I would say that for the cost, it's a really fun thing to do, actually.
And then you can go downstairs and meet the polar bear.
You can meet the Coca-Cola bear for a photo opportunity. I wasn't going to mention that. If you don't like walking, I would suggest you get the lift up, because in order to get up to the rooftop bar, you have to do.
It is a trek,
It's a slope, and it's like a slope around the building like 3 times. It's quite an interesting walk up, but you feel like you've earned your sugar when you get to the top.
Oh, I bet,
yeah. One thing we didn't look at properly was the photo pass studio. We kind of mentioned it.
Yes.
I mentioned about the sorting out your photos there, but there are some interesting photo opportunities as well.
You certainly used to be able to dress up, put sort of costumes and props and so on, so that you're like the old Wild West and that kind of thing.
Thank you for clarifying, Jill. I wondered which Disney Springs location you were talking about. It's not one that I've been to. Disney Quest with a different theme.
They do have different backgrounds.
They do,
Okay.
And sometimes it's a nice plain. You can just have a nice plain background and have a nice traditional family photo taken.
I like Sean's comment about using Disney Springs as a base and exploring the resorts. You can walk to Saratoga Springs.
Or you can get the boat to the others.
Boat to the others.
Bus to any of them.
Oh, you can get the boat over to Riverside, see Yeehaw Bob on a Friday night.
Yep.
Do it.
Excellent.
Do it.
He's terrific.
Yeah, he is.
And Carrie's just mentioned.
I was just about to say that, Claire, about
the concerts.
check out see what bands are on, because quite often, certainly bands from the UK, if they're touring the Orlando area,
they'll stop in.
they might stop at House of Blues. So if it may be your favorite band or whatever, and you know they're on a US tour, then House of Blues is quite often a stop off point for some bands.
Yeah. And they serve Shipyard Ale outside House of Blues, which is really good.
Do they? Hey, cool.
Okay. Yeah. I've had that there a couple of times. It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
They do a few craft beers actually. So if that's your thing. And the House of Blues store is really cool too.
Yeah.
cool.
So, dealer's choice. Any more for any more?
The M&M stores around that area.
I forgot about that. Yes.
You can go in there and you can get your own photo or logo or whatever, put on some M&Ms, choose your colours,
And then eat your face.
and then
Okay.
eat them. I'm fairly certain we got Great British Mickey Waffle ones done a couple of years ago.
Nice.
That's cool.
The other thing you can do, the Joffrey store opposite the corner by the boathouse.
Yes.
You can go in there, and if you download the app, you can upload a picture that they will then print onto the top of your coffee foam. So
Oh, cool.
people
Yeah.
have like the stencils, and they like
Yeah.
if you there's an app that you can go into the store, you can download it for free, and you can upload a photo, a logo, anything like that. It'll cost you like 50 cents, I think, and they will print your logo in the top of your coffee phone, which is for a unique little souvenir or something. That's quite a fun thing to do.
Nice photo.
Nice.
Other thing, one more thing as well, Peter. I know we mentioned it earlier in the show. I have found during the course of the show that the volcano by the Rainforest Cafe is every half an hour, on the hour and on the half hour.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
There you are.
And of course, there are a lot more shopping opportunities.
Yes.
We didn't even get to the shops properly, did we?
Ben will be disappointed we didn't mention the Lego shop, I'm sure.
As well as Bodmin's in the Lego store, there's shops like Uniqlo, Sephora.
Yeah.
It's
See, what Ben spends in the Lego store, I spend in Sephora.
And I spend on Dooney and Burke bags.
There's the cupcake ATM. If you've not done that, that's fun. Sprinkles cupcake ATM.
Sprinkles ATM,
That's fun. There's so many
Good
things
super
to
dry
do.
store there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a super dry store there.
Yeah.
And there's things like Goofy's Candy Factory and all those sorts of things.
I think you can do a cake decorating class at Amorette's as well.
Amorette's, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is if you've not been into Amorette's, is one of those places. I love French patisserie. It looks incredible. It doesn't always live up to the look in terms of flavour.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I found that with Amorette's.
Style over substance.
It looks so beautiful. Like it just is immaculate. Every little Mickey dome looks so perfect. And then you eat it and it's like, just taste the sugar a little bit. But some of them are very good. I've had some things that are nice. And Millie always chooses a crepe in there because they do Nutella crepe. And she says they're the best. Much better than the cakes. So, but you can do a cake decorating day.
What about the ganachery?
Not been in there.
No.
Very nice chocolates, very expensive.
I bet, yeah.
As long as they're worth it.
And of course, there's Gideon's cookies where you can queue for an hour for an enormous lump of carbs.
The best attraction in Disney Springs is the queue for Gideon's. So if you don't want to queue for Gideon's, you can go down to Summer House on the Lake and they have a cookie bar. They're a different style of cookie, and I had a look at them with Zach. I didn't buy any. We went to Summer House on the Lake for a drink as well. It's a really beautiful place, and I will be going back there in a few weeks just for whether that's food or a drink. It's so light and airy. It's beautiful inside. It's not cheap, but it doesn't look cheap, and the service was outstanding. But they do have a cold case of cookies and pastries that were beautiful, really, really good.
It's on the list.
It's on the list.
Chef. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Only other thing I can think of is if you're going around Christmas, there's the Christmas tree trail.
Yeah, there are different things during the period, aren't there? Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
So before COVID, years gone by, it used to be all down kind of the marketplace area, and you'd see all the trees in one go. Now it's spread across Disney Springs, and I actually prefer it like that.
Yeah, it's a bit further to walk as well.
It's just a bit of fun in between the shopping then, instead of just one dedicated half an hour to look at these.
To dilute the spending.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And I think
I'm
sometimes they have.
imagining it's something quite fun for the kids as well as
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shopping.
Yeah, definitely.
And sometimes they have like cookery demonstrations and tastings and things as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go down there now and have a stroll around.
Indeed.
Yep.
The biggest attraction, of course, at Disney Springs is just the atmosphere.
The music, the
being
background
there.
music is so cool.
Yeah.
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 And if you
Just
can see the
wandering
strolling
around.
piano as well,
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
that's fun. We have seen that.
No.
It's really good.
Mhm.
We saw it once. Yes,
Is
we
it
did.
always the same person? Or yeah.
No idea.
No. Yeah.
We did see it once.
Yes, I'm
we
sure
did.
we did,
We did.
yes.
Yeah,
I know
we
Ben's
did.
got some video of it somewhere, so
Right, okay.
Have to stick it in
Oh, cool.
Waffler's arms.
get him to make a short
Yeah.
and put it on YouTube.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you want to get to all this wonderfulness down at Disney Springs, you can always contact our friends at Portwood Travel to give you the best holiday that you can ever have at Disney. They'll plan everything for you, and I suggest you go and have a look
Yeah.
straight after you've watched this.
Yeah. Definitely.
Agreed?
Good people.
Definitely.
Good people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Neil
Not in
and
the
Karen
chat
are
tonight.
lovely.
Not in the chat tonight. No. But yeah. Ah.
And coming soon, in fact, next week, we have Sweet Treats and Mickey Ears, the best of Disney World desserts. So back to our favorite subject, the food.
Yeah.
More food.
And the food.
We're going to have to do
Who's
some research on that one, I think.
leading that
Definitely.
one? It's not me for a change on
Not
food.
me.
No idea.
No.
Don't
No
know off the top
idea.
of my head.
Okay.
We'll find out next week.
No.
We'll find out next
Wait and
week.
see.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
fair, if it's none of us, it's either Ben or Robin, and I'm fairly certain it's not Ben. So, yeah, maybe you mean it's
Could be.
Robin.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Mm.
Meanwhile, all our previous shows are available right here on YouTube
Yeah.
and at your favorite podcast platform. Take your choice. We're with them all. We are at GB Mickey Waffle on all the usual socials, Threads, Facebook, the lot of them.
TikTok, Instagram.
TikTok. Yes, we met Captain Hook in Disneyland Paris
Last week. Yes.
last week, and we said that Captain Hook always uses Facebook.
Not TikTok.
No,
Where's that,
TikTok being
where's that tumbleweed?
Hang on.
Is that
I've got it
tumbleweed?
here.
It's going to be there somewhere, Becca. Yay! Oh.
TikTok is the name
Name
of
of the
the
crocodile.
crocodile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We know.
He liked it.
he laughed.
Okay.
Oh,
He
dear.
liked it. In between kissing my hand, twirling his moustache.
And telling me off for being called Peter.
Yeah.
Mm.
There you go. You see.
There you go. You see. And if you feel like it, subscribe and share with all your friends who love Disney. In fact, share with anybody. We don't mind.
Yeah.
We're very friendly people.
Random
here.
people on the street. Hello.
And thanks for coming with us to Disney Springs. We hope we've given you some ideas for your next visit. And now there's just one thing left to say. Waffle on.
Waffle on.
Waffle on.